It's as if the two of them already know what I'm going to talk, what I'm going to say, with the way they are looking at me. This Festus Keyamo and Femi Fani-Kayode, they've responded to the EU at last. Anyway, I didn't expect them to keep quiet. This is serious matters, and please do share your opinions. Drop your comment, make them simple and civil. My name is Olukunle Abrams, and of course, what do we do here? We just talk about matters that are making the round, top news, and news and news and news. Now, the EU had mentioned Festus Keyamo and Femi Fani-Kayode's names, as people who promoted fake news during the 2023 presidential election. And of course, these two had come out in their different ways, in their own, the way they always do things. In fact, their news were, their response were posted, following each other to really tell you that they were actually, they were probably following themselves uh, on the matter. Like, okay, let me respond today, you to respond. When I respond today, you to respond tomorrow, or something like that. So the Festus Keyamo said, "I'm not afraid of issue," but then he said, I'm not afraid of issue. That they had only taken one side. They took sides. That they had a preferred candidate and all of that. And I know they are talking about Peter Obi as their preferred candidate. I know they are talking about Peter Obi. That they are their preferred candidate, probably because their preferred candidate lost, and that's why they are taking sides. How would they, because of just one, two incidences, now categorize or dismantle the whole election, as it were, and say that, oh, it was made up of frauds and all of that. Festus Keyamo actually did a very long talk there, but then I'm not interested in his long talks, because he's always been like that. I believe that he's entitled to his own opinion, and then he feels that, oh, he can respond. Well, I think maybe I should just take the first two that he talked about. He said their assignment is to observe and report. Their mandate does not extend to investigating claims made by candidates against one another and reaching conclusions on such claims. They are not journalists, and nor are they law enforcement officers. They are just observers. That's to put them where they belong, as it were. Secondly, he said even professional journalists, law courts, and law enforcement agencies, in the course of investigating any allegation, must talk to all sides before reaching a conclusion where is the evidence that the EU observers talk to those who made these claims and sought to get further clarification before rushing to write their jejune. Don't call in, I beg, don't call in, don't call in. So before they write their jejune reports. So I think maybe I should add the fourth one, the third one. They said I retweeted a story by a suspicious website. Pray, what makes a website suspicious? He said they did not elaborate. How can foreigners come into a country and declare a local news website as suspicious without more and just walk away? What arrogance. Anyway, that's their way. Anyway, probably because I already envisage this kind of response and all of that. It's making me feel like, oh, well, we already know that this is what was going to come out of it, in the first day, the first time, and all of that. But then maybe we should move on. Let's see what's his name, Femi Fani-Kayode, because I will not talk much about his own. He likes to speak big grammars, and it can be so insultive. Femi Fani-Kayode can be so insultive. He's so, and to now make matters worse, he will now be saying thanks be to God. Are you a Christian? No, 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 for crying out loud. Is this man a Christian? Why are you always using God to cover up your many, I mean, should a Christian talk the way you talk? Should a Christian talk the way you talk? And before you know it, you'll already be talking God. Before you know it, you'll already be talking God. Before you know it, at the end of it, you will now say God. Eh? Now, if you think the EU had a preferred candidate, then that tells you that there is a majority. Everybody had their preferred candidate, and that's true. Yes, the EU should not be partisan, but that does not mean that they will not say what they have to say. Now, you can't do anything to them. That's the truth. You invited them to observe your election. They did not come on their own. They were invited to observe the election. And I think there should have been guidelines and all of that. And so if they had done something that you did not they were not supposed to do, then you take them up personally. Than to now, like Femi Fani-Kayode said, the truth is that the EU is still smarting over the fact that its preferred candidate lost. Its preferred candidate. You know that there is a preferred candidate, not just for the EU, but for majority of Nigerians. How many people voted? There were 80 something million voters card prepared, that were collected within about 6 months or 7 months thereabout. And yet at the end of the day, how many people voted? We had less than say we had about 25 million people vote. That's aside those that the votes that your thugs went there to scatter. Aside the ones that somebody went to polling unit and started telling them, if you are not voting for APC, leave this place now, even with a police officer standing. Aside all those intimidations, aside all of that, we had Jennifer, who was macheted with blood dripping all over her. She went back to still vote after they said you must not cast your vote for so candidates. Do you call that one free and fair election in the sincerity of your heart? I think one thing that people tend to forget when they have small money, because they always think that money is power. Money is not power. Money is not power. In fact, the Bible says that those who have money should be more careful. You understand? He said they are treading a more dangerous path. It has the power to draw you away or draw you into a ditch. So when you just assume one small position, or when you are lobbying, when you are still trying to find a place in the heart of somebody you think should give you ministerial post, you go all the way to say all the wrong things. You go all the way to tell all the lies. Have you forgotten that there is somebody bigger than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? There is somebody that all of us will stand before. Every one of us will stand before him. Bola Tinubu will be standing. I will be standing. There will be no security. There will be no AD camp for anybody. Your AD camp will be standing on his own. There will be no soldiers. There will be no military. There will be no DSS standing behind Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu will be standing alone that day. Everybody will stand alone. Femi Fani-Kayode, you will stand alone. Festus Keyamo, you will stand alone. When you are being questioned, I hope you will not be speechless. You know what? It's easy to tell lies now. It's easy to say it didn't happen. It's easy to say it was doctored. But on that day, when it will be you alone, you will look to your side, your wife will not be there. You will look to your left, your children will be nowhere to be found. It will just be you alone before the Almighty God, who will play within a split second the totality of your life before you. And there will be nobody to lie to. Why will you even be lying? Who will you be lying to? You are standing before the judge of judges. So you can abuse the EU. After all, are we feeding them? After all, they are only working for the betterment of every one of us. You say they were enslaved. You talked about genocide in some parts of the country. Are we not still enslaved by our leaders in Africa? Are we not still enslaved? Ordinary councillor go they go, all road go they block. Just one councillor. Just one councillor. Yes, the last time we saw President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with about 125 cars follow him. Yes, personally I said no, that's not all. That's not all of those cars were not his convoy. But he had a sizable number. He had a sizable number. I'm not saying now I cover us. He's now eyes plenty too much for our body, for Africa. 3 plane for they follow themselves like this. Say now presidential convoy in the air. That one will just be flying empty, following the president around. Yet we are the least. When they want to make our heads swear, they call us developing nation. Developing for how long? Developing for how long? You know how old I am? And they have been saying that developing since I came to know myself. And here you are. You think your children are sorted, right? Oh, You better go and ask Job what can happen to the entirety of a man's life within few hours. I didn't say within a day. Within few hours. How much the life of a man can be crumbled from head to toe, and everything you think you are putting together, you are still defending somebody today. You are defending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You are defending fake things. You are defending the one that is real. You are defending the one that is not real. Look, until we come to that point in this country when we start telling ourselves the truth. The truth. Òtítọ́ ló máa ń gbé ni lékè. Righteousness exalts a nation. You can't tell lie. You will not find it easy. I tell you. You can't tell lies for people. You want to rule people. You want to be our leader. You are lying to us. And whether the people are weeping or they are crying, it doesn't really concern you. You are not bothered. Or it doesn't pain you because it doesn't get to you. They can buy fuel for 1,500. It doesn't matter. It doesn't pain you. I think we should for once, sit down and tell ourselves the truth. If you squeeze yourself into something that is not your own, don't worry. You are the one that the shoe will pain. You might be smiling to all of us as though, all is well, all is well. They this shoe fit you, this shoe fit you, this shoe fit you. Now you know, say that shoe no be your size. For your mind of mine, yet you will be deceiving yourself because you are actually not deceiving anybody. Because some of us know that the shoe is paining you, we will not be smiling with you. We'll be smiling with you. You will be in a hurry to go. You will be in a hurry to go so that you can go and change, so that you can go and remove it. But we won't let you go. We'll hold you down with discussions. And that's what we will do. So that the shoe will pain you very well. Now, a person will wear shoe, I know where the shoe they pain now. And so, the time we always tell. That's the truth. Time we always tell. You want to be? No problem. No cannot be anything. There's nobody that cannot be anything. But you know the summary of all I'm saying in this particular video? The summary and the totality of it, without abusing anybody, without insulting anybody, is that we should remember that day when we stand before God to give an account of the totality. You know that day, there will be no official age. There will be no political age. You where be say you maybe your first child now 70. Your first child now 60. You be 70. Abi you dey claim say you be 71. No worry, we will agree. We know they fight you. You where be say you still dey civil service. When normally you suppose don't retire, you remain there because say na official age now you dey use. No worry. They chop the life of your children, join the one way you dey chop. You know what? Eré tájá bá fi ogún ọdún ṣá, ìrìn fàájì ní fẹ́ ṣe o. Tí irọ́ bá lọ lógún ọdún, ọjọ́ kan báyìí ni òtítọ́ máa ń le bá. So truth dey always live lies, a lie dey go. And lie go dey speed, dey waka, dey speed, dey go. They say, hey, you are doing well, No problem. Now me no fit dey Akure today, at the same time be in Ibadan. Now me no fit do that. But God, his eyes knows. The Bible says that his eyes is going everywhere. He's watching over everybody. He's looking at everything that we are doing. May God have mercy on us. Well, this is still serious matters here at ONIF TV. I want you to drop your comment, make them simple and simple. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Olukunle Abraham. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.